when did you fall in love with like women in hip hop? But before we get there, we still got some hot topics for y'all ass.
We do.
Now it's been a light couple of weeks.
Thank God.
Now.
Thank God the end of the year has been light.
You know,
Just saying.
I was about to say the holidays. Holidays are slowing down.
And bitch, we fucking needed it because it was real rough. For us, it was real rough, real bad for us. So let's talk about this intro song. What's Tea by Light Skin Keisha.
Yes.
Now this is one of the
Bree,
ones.
come on, tell us about it.
Yeah, Bree, please.
Okay,
Go ahead,
so-
Because we gave
you
Bree
know,
the opportunity. Last time Bree said she wanted to do
Bree
the
said,
intro.
Bree said she had one, and we said, not you, showing up to work. Come on, Bree. Bree got a silk press on. If y'all can see her in here, she is real. She's flying across the country again, y'all.
Okay.
She all over the world again, y'all.
Yo,
She
I
decided
just
to
came
grace
home.
us.
I just came home to Texas. It's not that deep. But my song choice
She's off to Antigua next.
hopefully from one of you sons. But
It's a nice place there. I really like Antigua, just saying, if you want a
I
recommendation.
bet you fucking do
I bet
know
you
how.
do,
I
Shelby.
bet you
I bet you
fucking
do.
have been there with your no job having
You know
ass.
what? I want to make an
How-
announcement before
how-
Brianna goes in on the
Oh,
song.
Wait a minute, not
Please.
you. Wait. Well, okay, go ahead.
I have been getting job offers, like actual letters.
Bitch, what?
Oh, congrats.
Come on, Shermie. And where are we leaning? I won't put it in the episode, but I just want to know.
Okay, so the song that I picked, it's called What's Tea by Light Skin Keisha. So this was popped up on my TikTok, and obviously we know Light Skin Keisha from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And it's a
And from
freestyle.
just making good music. You
Yeah,
know?
and
Like,
making good
just
music
make-
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's fun.
Mhm.
And also she's on what is it? Power Book 2. If you all
Yes, she
watch
is.
that.
Mhm.
She's on Power Book
Again,
2.
don't watch that, but I
But
am
just
rooting
the
for
girls.
Light Skin Keisha. I am rooting for Light Skin Keisha, though, low key.
Hate
Yeah,
the name,
so
but I
she's
do
gonna
like
pick
her.
up. Right, hate the name, but she's getting to a bag. And so it's kind of like a little freestyle. I believe that she's been dropping. She has a new project that she dropped recently. So I think this was just kind of like a teaser to her album.
That's
Yeah.
exciting because I low key actually really, I think she's a really talented rapper. Let's just start there. But more than that, I think like this woman is just so stunning. Like every time.
Beautiful, gorgeous.
The
Every
kids
time.
snatched.
I don't mean to make it all about her appearance because obviously she's incredibly talented. But every time I go to like her Instagram or I come across like pictures of her that
She always
just
looks
gone
put together.
viral, I'm like, this bitch looks phenomenal. Like I've never seen a picture of her looking bad. She can wear any fucking hair color, any
Mhm.
fucking hair color.
Yes, yes.
She always looks just incredible. And I am like, not only do you look incredible all the time, but bitch, you can rap too. Like,
Yeah, she's
no,
actually
Light-Skin
like
Keisha,
really good.
you know what it is? You know what? It's the name. It's the name. It's holding her back.
No, I'm telling you, it's really the name.
She's gonna have to do
she
a
has
lotto?
to do a
It's the
lotto.
name.
She has
Well,
to do a
can
lotto.
she just go? What do you think
She
she
go
could?
by Bisha. That's what she calls herself.
She calls herself like Big
Big Bang Bisha. Like,
I don't
Yeah,
like that,
that's true.
but
it's better
It's
than
a lot
light
better.
skin.
it's better than Light Skin Keisha because that's gonna have to go because there's no way. Again, like you said, Shermie, they're not about to be announcing Light Skin Keisha on late night with Jimmy Fallon,
Right. And she's definitely in that era where
and she should be.
she could be popping. Like she's one of the girls who is like very consistent with like dropping tapes.
Right.
I really
Yeah.
love the Talk That was it Talk That Talk? Yeah, I think it was that one with the
Mhm.
blue
Yes.
cover.
Yeah,
I really, really love that tape. And then the
Yeah.
most recent one was it Queen Kong? Whichever
Yes,
song
Queen
Kong.
that one was on, that one was really
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
So like she's very consistent with dropping music and the music
Yeah.
actually sticking.
Yeah.
It's the name. The name's gonna have to
Yeah.
go.
And
Totally.
speaking of music, let's just jump to the new music that we have
Yeah.
here since we're on the topic of music. Do you remember? I feel like we speak things into
We really do.
existence. Because it was like 2 episodes ago we were just talking about how we need some new Tierra Whack
And what she
music.
do?
Right,
we were like,
right.
what do we do? She released 3 whole EPs.
3.
three. It's rap pop and R&B
R&B.
Now
Mhm.
I listen to rap phenomenal. I did not listen to pop or R&B yet, but they're all 3-track EPs. It's Tierra Whack doing her Tierra Whack shit. Like, she's experimenting with her
Mm-hmm.
sound. You know,
Mhm.
she's talking big shit, and she's sounding phenomenal. She's sounding happy. I'm like following her on TikTok now. She looks like
She
she just
is
is in an
so funny
incredible
on
place.
TikTok when she like
So
goes
She
through
is
people on
great.
Instagram. Brother Malcolm, she is hilarious. I love her.
She's so funny. For someone to be so funny, so incredibly talented, seems like they're just an all around good person.
Mm-hmm.
And she's from Philly. Like, Tierra
Mhm.
Whack, and we can't even say like, oh, Tierra Whack is underrated. Tierra Whack, because Tierra Whack gets to the
I'm abolishing the
bag.
word underrated. I'm
Tierra
abolishing
Whack
it.
Tierra Whack gets to the bag. We talk all the time about how Sweetie be having all these random ass partnerships. Tierra Whack has all these partnerships, but they make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's going out and buying them shit. Everybody was buying them Vans.
Mhm.
She has
It fit
partnerships
her.
like
It was like
it fits
a
her.
perfect
It makes
match.
sense.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, she's releasing all this fire ass music. Did you guys listen to any of the EPs?
So I listened to the pop and the R&B one. I didn't really like the pop one, but the R&B EP was my favorite. I need to listen to the rap one. I liked what is it? Cutting Onions, I think was the song from the
Mhm.
R&B one.
Okay, yeah, I heard about that. Everybody was
yeah.
tweeting about that one.
It was more I don't know, like I think she's always thoughtful, but like very like reflective type of music in the R&B EP at least is what I got.
Yeah, I just kind of like how she released these projects. So like, especially when we're in this era of like, what genre is this person? You know, like that's the question everyone
Mhm.
asks with Doja Cat all the time. And so
Mhm.
this was her way of saying like, hey, I could do it all. I could do a little bit of everything, and like I can do it well. So I liked
Mhm.
how this was like released, and like, is this pop? Is this rap? Is this R&B?
Mhm.
Like, who
Right, 'cause
really
it's
knows?
like
Who's
rap
questioning?
question mark,
Mm-hmm.
rap
Right.
question mark. Yeah,
Mhm.
So I thought it was
that's
good
so
for like this
interesting.
era of like, what are the girls? What do they do?
Right.
Right. Mhm.
So I'm excited.
Speaking of another one of the girls, Ruby Rose has come
I
out
liked
with
it.
the new music. Tell me about how you feel about Loyal Dick. Now remember, Sharmi, it was months ago
Mhm.
that you were like, you guys are sleeping on Ruby Rose and yada yada yada, and I was like, girl,
Right? You was not
no,
feeling it.
no, I
Yeah.
was like, Sharmi, what the fuck? No, like
Mhm.
you out of pocket with that
You
one.
was.
Right.
You may have been right.
I'm telling y'all, I am
He
A&R.
peed on the bandwagon.
I listen, when I'm wrong, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm eating my words.
I'm
because
A&R.
Ruby Rose,
I am a true A&R person.
someone hire her because Shermie sees all these trends before they happen. Like, we can see, and we talk about all the time in the podcast about when a new song drops, we're like, this is gonna be big on TikTok. I can
Mhm.
already see this, going X, Y, and Z way. We knew this. We're predicting trends here, guys. Not
We
to
doing the
toot our
work for
own
y'all.
horns,
Ahead of the wave.
but we're
ahead of the
doing
wave.
the work. I'm putting in the work.
I'm just asking for a
I'm
check with
putting
it.
in the work. Now, where is the check?
I just need a check
We want some money.
alongside.
Okay, but what did you think about? So there's new Ruby Rose, Loyal Dick. There's new Kayla Nicole, and a new Angel Hayes song. I don't think I've heard a new Angel Hayes song
In a
years.
long time. Asia Hayes has been MIA for a while, so.
And you know what? More power to him. Okay,
I'm gonna say it'd be
'Cause
hard out
listen,
here.
sometimes it'd be hard out here. But what did you guys think of these? Tell me.
Jeremy, do you want to go?
I was gonna let you go.
Oh, okay. Well, I liked Loyal Dick. It seems kind of it's on brand. You know what I mean? Like similar type of vibe, like talking her shit. That bravado, I guess, that she brings to the table. And then the SMA one by Kayla Nicole. I don't know if I liked it because I like the New Orleans bounce beat, or if like
You know, a
I
bounce
actually like
beat,
the song.
like,
You know
it
what I
takes us, and we just be like, yeah, the song is great. Because we
Oh
love
yeah,
bounce.
exactly.
oh yeah, absolutely.
We love bounce.
So I'm like, I feel like I need to listen to it again because I feel like I like it because of the bounce music. But I also like her too, so I'm giving it another try. And then Bullet, I actually haven't heard of Angel Hayes before. And I like the song. I think I'm gonna add it to one of my playlists of like, vibe, melodic type of rap. So yeah.
Yeah, Angel Hayes is from I first heard of her in high
Detroit?
school.
Yeah, I feel like
Mm.
Angel
So
Hayes is
like
like
it
a
was
Midwest.
back in the time when like the girls weren't really making as much noise as they are now. So like you had to really be on the search for her. I only had like one song from her that I heard, but then like she wasn't making music anymore. So
Right.
And I'm sure that had a little bit to do with
I'm
the
100%
climate of being
sure it
with the climate
the
of
what?
being a with the climate of just being a
Oh.
female
Yeah.
rapper back then. You know, it was Nicki Minaj or bust. And
Mhm.
obviously that's not the era we're in now anymore.
Right.
And speaking of that, let's talk about Cardi B.
Cardi B
Cardi
is on
B-
the roll.
Cardi B has
For her to only have dropped like what,
No
two
album
songs
out.
this year? Did she drop like two or one?
three diamond records.
Mhm.
That is only tied. The only other female artist in the history of this whole RIAA thing that has 3 diamond records is Katy Perry.
Oh wow.
It's Cardi B and Katy Perry. And that's it. That is like unprecedented. And I was so excited when I read about this because it makes me just think we're never going back to the time when you know when women were in rap were like are gonna be underrated, or women in rap are going to be
a drought.
You know, a drought. It's never gonna happen again because look at what's possible.
Right.
Look at what's possible.
I mean, when you pair it with like women's, like you pair it with like the outside world or like the outside of the music realm with women like fighting for their rights and their position, like it's matching up. I guess both worlds are mirroring each other if you look at it that way.
That's true.
It's crazy to me, and I'm like, she deserves it because every single one of the songs. Now I hate.
I was like, what
song
is it?
I like it.
Girls like I like it. I like I like it. Bodak Yellow and Girls Like You. I hate Girls Like You with a passion.
Oh, baby.
I hate that song so much. It's terrible. But it don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter because we rooting for her.
I like it as my favorite song,
most of the girls.
I love it.
I like it. It was just so fun and amazing, and it was like it was a moment in time. It was Cardi B being like, I'm here and I'm here to stay. And so I think it deserved to go diamond because it's just like
I'm surprised it didn't go earlier.
This very powerful. You know, well, I know that whole thing, like you have to pay for that whole certification, like to do the thing.
To get it. Because
so
I know nothing about these going diamond, platinum. I don't know nothing about that.
Right.
That's the thing. You have to pay for it.
Bitch, I did not know that.
For them to do.
I did not know that.
For them to do the inquiry, to go through and see how many it sold, and so they like labels do it in like, you know, bulk. Like they're not just doing it like updating it every couple months.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of research that has to go into that inquiry to figure out if it's going to go diamond. So obviously, you know, Cardi B is gearing up to release an album.
I'm saying next year she got to give us something.
There's going to be an album next year. I know it. You know, I thought that we were going to have to worry about...
I thought it was going to be this year, too.
But then she got pregnant.
I think the pregnancy threw it off, and I think WAP just went so big. Yeah. It was just like, let WAP ride. Like, just let it ride on its own.
And it did. And it did. And you know what I think? And then we'll go, like, to the next topic. I was worried that we were going to have to worry, like, or wait... because Adele's album came out, but I feel like that just came and went, you know? Like, sure, it's still doing... It's doing numbers, but Adele's always going to do numbers. But I feel like it came and then we didn't hear about it again. And I listened to it. I didn't really care for it. I haven't returned to it.
I haven't listened to it.
I haven't returned to it. So it's like, I think people were scared.
No, people were. And I'm actually surprised that Summer had dropped hers and hers is still making the buzz.
And it's still going up. Now let's talk Miss Doja Cat.
Miss Cat.
So Miss Doja Cat said she was on the cover of Rolling Stone. And how many times do we get a female rapper on the cover of Rolling Stone? Like
never.
Solo. So she was on the cover of Rolling Stone, and they did like the most in-depth interview that she's ever done. You know, she addressed Dr. Luke, the whole Dr. Luke situation of working with the producer who, you know, allegedly raped Kesha for years and years and years.
She signed to his label, right?
Of that. She I don't know if anymore she signed to his label, but because what she said in the interview was that, you know, she's not going to ever work with him again. She doesn't see the need. And that's the same thing Sweetie said. But Dr. Luke, if you guys don't know, is actually responsible for a lot of Doja Cat's like quote unquote hits. Like he wrote or produced a lot of that. Like he produced Juicy, he produced and wrote Best Friend. He's behind a lot.
I would say his hand is in a lot of things.
I did not know that.
A lot of her first couple like really big hits, like Dr. Luke is behind it. But she's saying that she's not going to work with him anymore.
And then she said that he didn't do anything on this album. But then they went back and said that he did, because his name is credited on stuff.
On the stuff on this album. But then she was like, you know, she also addressed the rumors of like, is she a rapper or isn't she a rapper? She was like, you know, people who are saying that I'm not a rapper, like they're playing themselves. Like they're obviously just, they do it to the girls all the time because they know that she's a rapper. Doja Cat can rap better than like 90% of these niggas out here.
Even if she couldn't rap better than them, she's still a rapper.
I'm so glad that she finally put that to rest. And she just said that shit.
My only thing is when people say that she isn't a rapper because she's on the pop charts or she makes quote unquote pop music, then what is Drake? Then what is Post Malone? Like
what is like Polo G or any of these guys?
Roddy
what are
Rich,
they then?
Like what are
Roddy Rich? What are these niggas? What are these niggas? What is Sway Lee? What is Sway Lee? I don't know. Actually, I actually would like the answer to that. If you're hearing this, please. I love Sway Lee.
No, but like that's the thing. Like what are these people then? Because like you will swear up and down that Drake is a rapper. You're gonna swear up and down that Post Malone is a rapper. So.
And the thing is that no one, they don't ever have to defend it.
That's
if they call themselves it, then they call themselves
it. And even
it.
when they're
like
making other genre songs, like no one is like, oh, they're not a rapper. Like Drake be all up in the Caribbean, he be all up in the Afro beats. And
you know what's crazy to me that's completely unrelated but also related? I watched like a clip of Big Sean's like Drink Champs episode that he did. You know, everybody knows the show Drink Champs, where like rappers go on, they get really drunk. And you remember like a couple weeks ago, Kanye was on the show and he was talking all that shit, said that like signing Big Sean was like the worst mistake of his career. Like he said like that was the biggest mistake of his career. And then Big Sean tweeted like,
reason. The reason was because he didn't vote for him. That's the reason. Nothing about the skills.
But the crazy thing is that Big Sean then was on Twitter because he saw it. That's how he saw it. Because everybody was tweeting it to him. He was like, nigga, we was just together on Thursday. And you didn't say none of this. So where did this come from? I just saw your ass. We was just talking. And you know what's crazy? To my point about how men never have to defend themselves, Big Sean was explaining about how like Kanye West is obsessed with Drake, which is something I said on the show. I have said this. That he's obsessed with Drake and that I think they should just fucking get it over with and get the tension out of there. But he was just like everything.
Concert. That was there getting the tension out of there.
Girl, shut up. Concert. Like
the smoke and the blue lights.
Girl, bye. As soon as Kanye has another manic episode, he's gonna be off Drake again. We know this. But the point is that in the interview, Big Sean was talking about how like all of this drama stems back to when they did Blessings, the song. Remember on that Dark Sky Paradise, whatever. Right. And he said that originally Drake was on the song because Drake wanted to be on the song because he had heard it, but that Big Sean was like, you know, it's due tomorrow. Like I have to turn it in tomorrow. Pre-orders going up tomorrow. And Drake was like, I'm gonna do the verse right now. They came up with the hook, chorus, everything. They did it right then. Kanye heard it and then he was like, I want to be on it. So Big Sean wrote the verse for Kanye. And then it didn't end up. So then they sent it to mastering or whatever. And in Kanye's engineer, it actually didn't end up making the album because of, you know, Kanye was like dragging his feet and didn't put it on there. Didn't. And so Big Sean's calling the engineer like, what's up? Did you get Kanye's verse or whatever? None of that shit happened. So then he was like, he didn't hear from Kanye for weeks. But then once they were about to do the video, Kanye called him and spazzed on him like, why wasn't you gonna put this nigga on the song over me? But it was like, what do you mean? Like, I wrote your verse for you.
Right.
And it's crazy because everybody says this about Kanye. Like, remember that interview that Drake did with, a couple years ago when he was talking about how like, the whole beef with them in 2018 started when he was in Wyoming writing for Kanye. Nobody talks about how everybody just writes Kanye's verses. Nobody talks about how like Side the Prince, Prince, and all the like the Ghost. They just write Kanye's verses, but you never hear Pusha T talking about that in his songs. You never hear none of these niggas talking about. And it's crazy because nobody
hearing this shit.
Yeah, this is my first time hearing
ever. Nobody talks about how Kanye's like his ghost, like he's had ghostwriters for years, and even as of today, he's more open about how he just doesn't write his raps anymore. And but he never has to defend the fact that that's this, and this is to my point about women in rap and the way that they have to defend themselves.
24/7.
People will up and down. Lizzo's not a rapper, blah blah blah. And even I've said that before. Nobody's talking about how Kanye has ghostwriters. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody talks about how Diddy is literally never. Dr. Dre has never written a rap in his motherfucking life. In his life, Dr. Dre very famously, very openly doesn't write his raps. Diddy even said in a song once, like, "Don't worry about if I write the raps. I sign the checks." Clearly, you don't do either. But, But the point is these men never have to defend themselves, but women have to defend themselves constantly, and I'm sick of it.
They gotta 100% be the writer. Can't nobody else be in the studio with them.
Nobody be in the studio.
Solitude.
They'll go by the percentage too.
Bitch,
like remember when what's her name? Was it Cash Doll who was explaining it? They're like, "Oh, do you write your own songs?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, I would say like 80% of it, and then like 10% or the other 10% is like somebody like editing or like making a punchline or whatever."
Yep.
They literally had to break it down by percentage for her to be like, "Oh, I actually like write
People
most of it."
People don't get how music works,
like you actually need a
how
team.
Songwriting works.
You need help.
People don't get that a lot of the shit that you love, there are several people. If you look in the credits of that shit, look how many people are credited. And you know, and I learned too because I'm like, who's behind this?
Here's the thing: when you start to look at credits, you will realize one, the same people pop up. And
all the
two,
time.
Those people make their own music and it's damn near better. That's the reason why I fell in love with Victoria Monet.
It's damn near better. It's damn near better. Or it's like the same.
Yep.
It's the same music.
It's just like using their words.
It's just because they're
like
popular.
Party and Cardi.
Yeah.
Like Party and Cardi. It's the same music.
It really is.
Cardi could have sung Peach. You know, she could have done that. So that's my point too. And also Doja Cat says she has plans to tour in 2022.
Child,
Obviously that's not happening.
I don't know.
Obviously that's not happening.
Omari.
And they finna merge and make a new, they said there's a new biracial variant.
Blink and
It's too much.
They turn it up.
But if Doja Cat fully goes on tour, I'm going.
I am too. Girl, give us a ticket, Doja.
Give us a ticket, link up with the girls, take one of the girls on tour with you. I'm going. I'm showing up. I'll be there front fucking row.
Right.
Let's talk about okay, so Lil' Kim's in a movie. It's called Miracle.
Why you say it like that?
I don't know. I was about to
like allegedly.
Lil' Kim's in a movie.
Right.
It's called Miracles Across 125th Street, and it's premiering on VH1. So it's one of those like straight to TV movies.
It's the holiday movies.
Not to down. It's one of those. It's like a Hallmark situation, but for VH1, Viacom. Hence why it's called, because it's like Miracle on 34th Street. Obviously, Miracle on 125th Street. It's a play on that because she's from New York. Blah blah blah. When does this come out? Because I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch it. And I'm gonna live tweet it.
Is it already out?
Check. Because I'm gonna live tweet
check on it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do a movie.
Do y'all like?
My mom.
This is off topic, but do y'all like holiday movies?
I am not the biggest fan of holiday movies.
Not at all.
I think I like it for the nostalgia of like how I felt as a kid. You know what I mean?
What are y'all doing for Christmas?
Sitting in the house.
Vibes.
Sitting in the house. Yeah. I'm not even going home.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in LA?
Probably just like hang out with a friend.
Shout out to the sun that you'll get. We supposed to be having a pool party.
Right.
Yeah. Not a pool party.
Pool party.
Yeah.
Where?
Yo.
At my uncle's house.
The fact that it's like
outside?
60 plus.
His pool is indoor.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's been warm, unseasonably warm for the
Shout
winter.
out to global
so
warming.
Lil' Kim is in a movie. It comes out. It comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
which is what, December
20th.
So it comes out the 20th. I will be watching it and tweeting it from our Twitter account.
Yay.
So yeah, we support Lil Kim getting to the bag because she deserves it.
Can we talk about Lotto?
Oh yes, we were getting there. We were getting there.
I watched the interview and
okay, go ahead, take over.
Shocked.
Yes,
I was like shocked, not surprised. So basically, she said that
I wasn't surprised at all.
She's like, I didn't know that about the fantasy sample that was like Mariah's, and I was like, I don't find this unbelievable, but it still hurts.
It's sad because we're like the same age. Like, how old is she?
Yeah, no, she's like 22, right?
22, 23. I knew Mariah Carey. Now, my name is Mariah, and fun fact.
Are you named after her?
I am, but that's not the fun fact. That's not the fun fact. The fun fact is the song Fantasy has the remix, obviously, with Old Dirty Bastard. And he has this lyric where he goes, me and Mariah, we go back like babies and pacifiers. You know that one? So my mom had a friend, when she was like, young, she had me when she was very young. So she used to take me everywhere with her. Every time he would see me, he sang that to me. And then other people in my life started singing that to me, but I was so young.
You didn't get the
reference. Never heard this song.
So
I thought that he wrote that song for me. I thought that was written about me. So when I heard that song played for the first time, I was like, now wait a minute. Now how he know my song like that? You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, no. And then that's when I learned that that's actually not written for me. It was Old Dirty Bastard. He wrote it.
That's so cute.
That is.
But so that's my fantasy story.
That's cute.
Yeah.
No, okay, so this was what confused me. She said that she didn't like really know the sample until like she heard it and then like realized what it was, but then said that she was a big Mariah fan.
Right.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
doesn't
how
make
are
sense
you
to
a
me.
fan and you don't know
like if it was one of the songs that wasn't like her biggest songs, I was like, okay. But this is one of her biggest hits. Like, you don't have to be a fan of Mariah to know this song.
The crazy thing is most of Mariah Carey's songs are big ass hits.
That's also true.
So it's impossible.
That's true.
It's impossible to call yourself a Mariah Carey fan or to be alive and not know a lot of these Mariah Carey songs unless you're like super Gen Z, like you're in middle school right now. Like I had some second graders who didn't know what that was because they were trying to guess my name.
That's so uncomfortable.
They were trying to guess my name and they just didn't know it.
When she said that the reason why she used fantasy because it rhymed with energy, I was just like,
no, it does not. It actually does not, Mulatto. It actually does not.
That's not how rhyming works.
Big Lotto.
That shit was funny.
It's one of those inverted rhymes where the rhyme is actually in the middle of the word. Sure, she's right about that, but that doesn't work in this situation, and that's not why I like the song. Just so you know.
That shit was funny as hell, but I just wonder how you all like feel about because we're definitely in the era with like a bunch of new artists and like just the idea of sampling. I don't know if it was just like growing up, sampling just was like the artist was like super connected to the songs or like they had done their research on the songs beforehand and just like, I guess that's why it worked, why the sample was so good because like there was so much history that the artist knew about. So like in this era when like anyone can kind of be an artist and you just got to make some shit on TikTok or whatever and it can blow and now you're an artist. How do y'all think sample is going to look moving forward and specifically for
it's
the girls?
Gonna look exactly like this. It's gonna look exactly like this because it's happening already.
Because did y'all know that Erica Banks busted that's Nelly sample in the beginning? There's no significance to that either. It was just kind of like, oh, this is hot. Yeah, let's just throw it in. Like that was her engineer's idea.
It's all about money, streams, like familiarity.
That's one thing I'll give Kanye is that if that nigga can't do nothing else, he knows sampling. He knows sampling probably better than most people alive know sampling. And there's intention behind it, and it works, and he actually can get in there and chop and screw. A lot of these artists today, and it sucks, but they don't know. They don't know enough about it to be actively sampling the song. You don't have a respect for this music. I don't know how you've never heard this music, but apparently you haven't. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy. And it's sad. And speaking of
sad,
what else is sad?
Not speaking of sad.
Where are we going?
I'm going to save that one for last. Speaking of sampling, let's talk about TikTok.
Yes, this is a good one.
This is actually a really good one, but I will say this list surprised me.
The list, because the number one song threw me off. I did not know that song was...
Yes. Okay, so everybody. So TikTok released their top 10 most popular songs of 2021. So I'm going to count up. I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Mm-hmm. Number 5 is Bust It by Erica Banks. Doesn't surprise me. That was really, really big this year. Number 4 is Up by Cardi B. That surprised me. Number 3 is Twin Nim. Number 3 is Twin Nim by Coi Leray. Doesn't surprise me at all. Number 2, Kiss Me More by Doja Cat.
Makes sense.
Doesn't surprise me at all. But number 1 is Bundles by Kayla Nicole. That is the top song of 2021. All 5 of the top biggest songs on TikTok have been by female rappers. And this isn't even counting the unreleased songs that are sounds.
Because, like, they mix songs in, so.
They mix songs in, and they do that all the time where they, like, chop and screw it or whatever. Can we talk about just the world that we live in now where it's the girls it's just the girls, you know what I mean? It's the girls. That's it. I don't know what to say. They're here, and they're here to stay, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah, that was surprising, honestly. Not because, like, the list is, like, half women in hip-hop. It was just like, wow, like, this is really a big tool for them to step into the music career. Like, I know a lot of people talk about TikTok and what it's doing for or against music, 30 seconds, yada, 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 but it is really a big tool to even out the playing field for the girls and giving them easy access into the industry that they can't get just because
then you can't ignore them because it's everywhere.
Right, exactly.
And it's people like you have to listen to me now. You have to look at me. You have to give me a chance now. And that's what Doja Cat did. We talked about this before. That's what Doja Cat did with Moo. And then it was like, okay, now I got your attention. Let me show you what the fuck is up. I'm finna turn this shit the fuck up now. Now I got your attention. Oh, okay.
We laughing in the beginning, but he who laughs first in the end.
It was her. And it was her. She got the last fucking laugh. And I'm proud of her, and we've said that before, and we'll say it a million times again. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of all of these women. I really am. I mean, I if nothing else, I just can't believe how much variety there is in it.
Right. And all those songs are very different, you know?
Very, very different. Very, very good. And just it brought me like a lot of joy.
Yeah, and hip-hop was the number 1 genre for TikTok as well.
Does that surprise you at all? Does that surprise you at all? Does that surprise you at all?
Not at all.
No. But let's talk about...
I think I only got one thing left, right?
Yeah.
Graduate?
Oh, we got Megan. I forgot. Okay. Wait. Let's do that first. Let's do that first before we get to
Megan, the graduate. Megan has a first look deal with Netflix. Now she's about to be producing. Megan Thee Stallion, please give us a Netflix show.
Please call us.
Give us a Netflix show.
Take me out to dinner.
Take me out to dinner, baby.
Okay, wait, Mariah,
you ain't gotta do all that.
Question though.
Yeah.
What is a producer? Like, what do producers do?
What do you mean?
Like, what do they do?
Low key, what is her involvement? Like,
lots
what is her involvement?
I don't understand what a producer is. Like, I'm not in the TV world. I know that's like your thing.
Producers do there are lots of different producers. Some producers just deal with budgets, like line producers. Some producers like are just like working on the show, like specifically like day to day, making sure that everything's going smoothly. Some producers are like executive producers who are also showrunners, who are like the people who are making all the decisions about what's going on the show. There are some producers who are creators, like probably what Megan is doing. So they're getting pitches from a lot of like creatives, and then they're working to shape what the show is going to look like, what the film is going to look like.
Okay.
And they're also, the name attached to it. So they're probably fronting money, or they have money behind them, like with first look deals, like people have with Netflix.
Yeah, that's what HBO, I thought producing was like.
Those kinds of things.
You put in money. That's kind of what I thought it was.
It's not just money, because the money gets you a say. So a certain amount of money gets you a certain amount of say on what the project is going to look like, and the shape of it, when it's going to be released, where it's going to be released, how it's going to be released, what it's going to look like. And that's kind of what Megan's first look deal with Netflix is like. It's just a situation where she's she gets to create this content. She gets to put on a lot of, probably she probably is going to put on a lot of, artists and producers and creatives that are, obviously don't have a voice, and she gets to create content. Like, she gets to pitch things, and she gets to find people to get attached to them. So producers, it's like, sure, there are a lot of different types of producers, and on each of these projects, there are going to be like a ton of producers, like under Megan, and a ton of producers alongside her and above her, like Netflix. And so it's really incredible to see her have a first look deal. And it's kind of, I was a little surprised that it was her who got this, and not like Cardi or someone, not like Cardi with the first look deal. But I'm so happy for Megan getting a first look deal. I'm so happy.
Used to, I don't know if y'all remember, but like a couple of years ago, she had like that Halloween.
Yeah. Like horror stories. Yeah.
Of course I remember.
Baby, that shit was funny.
It was hilarious, funny. And maybe we're gonna get some more acting, which is exciting to me.
I'd like to see that.
For Megan, because I think she could be really good at it.
And then all of this happened like right after graduation.
It's like
she got like graduation from the city. What did she get?
Yeah, she was like a humanitarian type thing. What was it?
Yeah, something like
some
that.
Some good shit. I don't know.
Something good for the city of Houston. She whipped out a bunch of different, hairstyles on us.
But you know what else they said? It was said that the what do you call it? Like the dean or whatever of TSU said that
they got like high enrollment.
After news, so it was the program director of TSU's Health Administration program, which is what she graduated from, said that since she graduated, there's been an influx of one-time dropouts re-enrolling to finish their degrees.
That's awesome.
And that just really goes to show, like, even like y'all remember when, we wasn't a lot. Well, no, we was like, but we wasn't watching A Different World. But like when A Different World came out, like the enrollment for or interest in HBCUs went up. So it really just goes to show like the power that these celebrities hold in like the Black community and what they can really do in like pushing us forward and like actually making real change. All she did was get a degree. Like getting a degree is hard, but like she ain't doing no real hard promoting for like TSU. It was just like the school she went to, and everyone's like, oh yeah, she went to school, now I could go back. So like, just think of the little things that people can do and just like completely make a 180. Like, that is crazy that the enrollment went up. I would never even thought of that. Like, oh yeah, the enrollment's about to go up because she's gone now.
Right. Well, representation matters. I know, like, on a similar vein, but like slightly different, like within the sports world, the number one football recruit ended up signing to Jackson State University.
Jackson State, which is crazy because everybody thought he was going to go where? To Florida?
To Florida,
which is apparently like the best. I don't know, the best football.
Like top football team. Yeah.
And he signed with a fucking Black coach at a Black, at a historically Black college. And think of like how big that is in the sports world.
Yeah, exactly. The tides are changing.
The tides are changing.
This is going to be so interesting to see.
It's about fucking time.
Interesting to document.
So, do we want to go into our last one?
I guess. Sweetie was trying to click her heels 3 times to go back to Kansas, baby.
There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
For an icy chain. For an icy chain.
Oh my
icy chain.
Baby, that ass
was not
ain't move one bit.
My ass,
and you know
it don't move.
Okay. So everybody, by this point,
this is the third time. I just want y'all to know this is the third time we've talked about her in a row. For the same shit.
The third time in a row for the same shit. The third time in a row.
It gets worse. Each
and this
time.
Is probably the worst of them all.
I think so too.
This is probably the worst one since that boxing event.
I was going to say the boxing one was the worst one.
But since that event, when she was supposed to be in, this boot camp, now this bitch is going to teach marketing classes at her alma mater. What are you doing?
Let her do that, because that's good. That's right up her alley. Right up her alley. I mean, I don't know what you can...
But she need to stop. Why the fuck is she... So then also...
I don't know what marketing skills she can teach other than desirability politics, but it's right up her alley.
Bitch, let me tell you, because we're about to get... I'm trying not to raise my blood pressure, bitch. But
I was trying to rehearse what I was going to say for this, and it's just not coming out the way.
Why the fuck was Sweetie? So the Associated Press, they released their Breakthrough Entertainers of the Year list. Why the fuck is Sweetie on the Breakthrough Entertainers of the Year list?
How?
With actual entertainers?
How?
With actual entertainers.
No, how? I need to know how. I need to look. I will pay for the data. I will pay for the research. I will pay for all that to figure out
to know.
How.
I want to recount.
Right.
We need to start a GoFundMe for a recount. Because this bitch performances, they just keep getting worse. They just keep getting worse.
Not good music.
She has no breath control. Why the fuck does your DJ have better breath control than you?
Right.
The DJ.
I am at a point where it's not like I'm rooting against her or rooting for her. I'm not waiting for her no more, because I've just come to a point where
I think I've given up.
We give people like her so many tries, and then we get a little something. So like the playlist was like a little something that was decent, and we're like, they're terrible, but remember this, and we don't give that grace to nobody else. I'm not extending that grace no more. I can't. If something good happens, great. Of course, we're gonna talk about it and give our opinion on it. But like, I'm not waiting for her no more. I can't. I just can't. Yeah. It's nothing to hold me on to like stay on this bandwagon. I just can't.
I agree.
There's nothing there. It's just not there.
Right. I mean, we want her to do great, I'm not I'm not sitting around.
It's not even that I'm not impressed. It's not even that I'm unimpressed, because there are some people who I'm like, meh, that doesn't impress me, but good for them.
Right, exactly.
I'm actively, how the fuck are you on a Jingle Ball tour?
On SNL.
On the Jingle Ball tour. The same tour that Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion are on, but currently are out of the performances because of COVID. How are you on that same tour? On
SNL.
On SNL Saturday Night Live. 2-time Grammy nominees.
Best New Artist. The Best New Artist one will never sit well with me. I'm so sorry.
That doesn't make sense.
The Best Friend
I'm
one,
upset
I'll
about
take.
it.
But Best New Artist, I cannot take that. I'm so sorry.
It's bad.
Wait, speaking of the Grammys, y'all, I saw that people was going back to the Dr. Luke thing. Sorry. I saw a lot of people said that might be the reason why Doja might not win. Because of him.
Because of Dr. Luke? Yeah.
Oh.
So now I'm scared.
I can see that.
I'm scared for her because she
the
works
thing
so hard.
It's the same. It's the same thing we said last year. This is not going to be Doja Cat's last year being nominated for the Grammys. She's in this.
It sucks that she's
in this
politics.
She's in this for the long run, and that's what we have to remember.
That's true.
She's in this for the long run. Okay. So there's going to be nominations next year. There's going to be nominations the year after. It's not going to stop.
That's right. That's fair.
It's not going to stop. So if it doesn't happen this year because of politics, then it doesn't happen this year because of politics. Doja Cat is here for the long run. And I think that's a good note to end off on, guys.
Right, because I got no more to say about Sweetie.
Let's hop into it.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Where My Girl's At, brought to you by Textured Air, a brand dedicated to celebrating Black girl culture, past, present, and future. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. It really helps. You can find us on Twitter at WhereMyGirlsAt2 and Instagram, WhereMyGirlsAt_TH. Make sure you check out our other podcasts, Does It Hold Up?, The Blacklist, and all the other content we offer on our website, texturedair.com. Until next time.